Oh, excuse me. Hello, my angels. Yes, I am now calling all of you viewers angels now because whether you're angels or not, in your opinion, it's up to you. Since you're taking the time to watch my videos, I consider you guys angels. So, yes. Since I don't really know any of you personally, I'll just assume that you guys are all good. I'm not asking you to prove me otherwise, but just go with it, okay? Okay, well anyway, so another speed paint video. So as you see from my last video, I'm recording this before posting this. I'm recording this after I just did my previous speed paint video, because why not? Not planning on posting this until after I'm done posting that craft video I'm currently working on. But anyway, as you're watching this, you've noticed that I'm not just doing speed paint videos, but some other videos as well, depending on what I'm doing. Right now, I'm working on a craft that will be Armin's futon from Attack on Titan. And I also have some other things, like for instance, I love gaming, in case you couldn't tell by the drawings I'm doing of gaming controllers and consoles. So I'm going to be doing some Let's Play videos on video games that I am either renting from Gamefly, or games I've just bought, or games I'm reviewing for my dad. And from my last video, I mentioned that my dad is a real nut for headphones and speakers and stuff like that. He does reviews on them, and it's on a website called StereoWise Plus. I'll link it in the description in case you want to check it out, because eventually I'll be doing reviews on them myself. I'll be doing reviews on that website myself, because I can be very thorough when it comes to reviews for video games. Like, holy cow! So yeah, I'll be doing that just to give you guys a little bit of an update. And another thing on videos that I'm going to be doing in the future, I might continue doing the vlog videos that I've been doing in the past if I go out and do fun stuff, but yeah, that's most likely not going to happen because I'm becoming a little more introverted as of late. Being the cliche YouTuber wanting to just locking themselves in their room for days on end. I wish I could lock myself in my room, but my door has no lock. I need to get a lock on my door. Okay, so yeah. Vlogs are a possibility, and also I'm going to be doing some Disney-related videos, mostly not really on Disney movies, but Disney parks, because I'm a big Disney parks fan. So expect that. Expect me to be doing videos like what's in my Disney bag, or just as an example. I actually do have some funny stories about Disneyland, but those stories are going to be for another video. So because of my last speed paint video, I was saying how I was getting over a cold and how I went to the dentist. I thought I'd tell some stories about like injuries and illnesses that I have gotten in the past. First story was when I was in the first grade. Now, I'm pretty sure all you little artists can relate to, in those early years, your mind tends to wander. Just what I did as a kid is, instead of like playing sports with people, I would occasionally go on the swings, but whenever I'm not on the swings, I'd be just pacing around and letting my imagination soar like an eagle. This one day in the first grade was one of those days. I was just just pacing around, daydreaming. I think I was daydreaming something about Tinkerbell. I don't know. When these two kids came running towards me. Now, you know how there are those jump ropes that are really long for multiple people to jump rope? I don't know what those things are called. I don't jump rope in a group because I'm afraid I had a bad experience with jump ropes with that. It always kept hitting me. So that's why I don't do it. But anyway, so this girl, I'm just gonna call her Hannah. And this other random kid, I don't remember his name, but I'm just gonna say Jack. That's the first name that popped in my head. So Hannah and Jack, they thought it would be a brilliant idea that they would both run at a distance, each holding one end of it. So pretty much, So as they're running towards it, I do not see them, and I'm not sure if they saw me or not, but next thing you know, I get tripped by this jump rope and I fall to the ground. Just I just fall. And yeah, the recess aide, I think what they call them. It's someone who watches over the kids when they're in the playground, sees this and gives me bandages and lectures the two of the kids about how they shouldn't be doing that, how it's a hassle. They apologize, and recess was just about over when this happened. So we're sent home. So we're sent back into the classroom, and when I walk into the classroom, my teacher starts freaking out cuz what my what the recess aide did not notice was that not only was I bleeding on my hands, but I was also bleeding in my head. She was freaking out because she saw blood on my shoulder. The teacher was freaking out because she saw blood on my shoulder. I remember this very well because I was wearing a sweater that was given to me by a classmate in kindergarten the previous year, and I really liked that sweater. So when I saw that there was blood on the sweater, I was freaking out too. So she sends me to the nurse's office, and the nurse that was there was she actually went to my church, and she's like, "Oh, hello, Heather, what's going on?" And the teacher explains how I have a head injury. The teacher is terrified, so the nurse reassures her, and she looks at my injury, and the nurse calls my mom and goes, "I think your daughter may need stitches." So my mom takes me home, and I end up not getting stitches because it wasn't that bad. So she ended up just taking me home, putting an ice pack on my head. Not I don't think that's actually a good idea because if your head is bleeding, I think you need to cover it up with a patch, not really an ice pack. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember her giving me an ice pack, and she takes me into the toy room. That's what we called the extra bedroom at our house at the time because that's where we stored all of our toys. She takes me into the toy room, and I'm watching My Little Pony. And no, I don't mean Friendship is Magic like everyone else is probably thinking. This happened 13 years ago. This was before that came around. I was watching the classic My Little Pony, the one that my mom grew up with. This is Spike is still there, don't get me wrong, and Applejack. And let's see, who else was in the original series that got transferred over? I think that was it. I think it was just Applejack and Spike that were from the original series. Well, anyway, enough My Little Ponies. So yeah, that was the story of the time I almost got stitches. Okay, and I have another story about a time I got a cold on Valentine's Day. This happened when I think I was freshman year of high school. So I had myself a very bad cold, so bad of a cold that I had to bring a box of tissues with me that day. And because this is high school where everyone wants to get a boyfriend and girlfriend, I was devastated that I had a cold like this, that I looked this disgusting. I was planning on handing out this Valentine to this guy I was crushing on at the time. It was a Kingdom Hearts Valentine of Kyrie that said, "I'll be the princess of your heart." Now, because I had a cold, I was afraid that if I give it to him, he'd go, "No way." He just wouldn't accept it. So I had a friend of mine give it to him instead. And what made this whole situation cringy is as she gave it to him, she points at me, and she points at the girl that clearly looks disgusting with a cold, but he accepts it anyway, so I'm going, thank goodness. Now, what made this experience nice in the end was a few weeks later, I walk up to him. I'm about to give him a casual conversation about science homework because we were in the same science class together, and I see that he's playing Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. My heart just goes off because I'm all like, oh my gosh, he knows Kingdom Hearts, which means he knows the Valentine I sent him. Things ended up not going anywhere else with that guy. If you want to know why, comment below, but I'm not going to say anymore. I never dated him or anything. I ended up just forgetting my feelings about him. I ended up not crushing over him anymore. I just went over him. Okay, so that's the story of my time with a cold. I also have some other stories. Like there was this one time a year later in my sophomore year, I caught a cold that was so nasty. I was going to and from I was just going back and forth. Whenever my fever broke, I was sent to school, but then I'd end up still not feeling so great. And so I would go to the nurse, and when the nurse would take my temperature, lo and behold, my fever had returned, and I'd be sent back home. So it was like that for a few days, and I did not like it. Whenever I wasn't sleeping, though, I was catching up on Hunter x Hunter. But that experience, because of how long I was sick, made me. I'm now insanely germophobic because I now don't want to be that sick. In fact, the cold that I just got over, I was sick for a few days because of that. In fact, I'm wondering, was it a cold or was it the flu? Man. Okay. Okay, another story, an injury story. Crap. I had it just on the tip of my tongue just a few seconds ago. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes, I remember. Okay, so this happened my junior year of high school. I'm getting a lot of injury story. A lot of high school was the best, man. Okay, so this happened in the middle of a science class in my junior year. We went outside for a little activity. Not exactly sure what it was. It was some sort of game. Don't exactly remember the details because I wasn't paying attention. This is during my procrastination days. I'm going to make a video about procrastination one of these days, trust me. Okay, so this girl was leaning over trying to look at the cards, and I was right behind her. And as she stands up, she elbows me in the nose. And I'm holding onto my nose going, oh my gosh, type, those type of reactions you get when you're in a lot of pain. Now, lots of people were all like, "Oh, you're fine," because some of the people who were in my class were in my K through 8 school, and they know that whenever I get hurt back in those days, I would cry about it. So they're assuming I'm just overreacting. Well, I'm going, I am not fine. She elbowed me in the nose. Now, for those of you who don't know, the elbow is actually one of the strongest points in the body, and the tip of your nose is one of the weakest parts of the body. So, yep, I was in genuine pain. So, after a few moments, I managed to calm myself down because I'm trying my best to not show any emotion because I was trying to break out of the thought process of everyone thinking I'm a crybaby. Even now, even at that point in my junior year, it's a little sad, I know. But anyway, when I fully recover and I turn to everyone, my nose is bleeding. That's when everyone starts freaking out. They're all like, oh my gosh, no, she's not fine. Someone get her to the nurse. And I'm sent to the nurse's office, and the nurse checks me to see if I have a concussion. I was fine. I was given an ice pack, and when I come back into the classroom, everyone is wondering, are you okay? Oh my gosh. And the girl who elbowed me was all like, I am so sorry. So it was funny. And when I went to my last class, because my science class was my second to last class, when I went to my math class the next hour and the kid sitting next to me saw an ice pack on my nose, they were all like, what's with the ice pack? And I go, don't ask. So yeah, that was pretty funny. So don't judge people. If people are in pain, then they're in pain. Don't just tell them to suck it up, okay? Don't be a jerk. All right. And another injury story that I have was ice skating. So I started ice skating last year, and first time I ever fell, I ended up falling hands first, and I ended up spraining my wrist. I never sprained anything or broken a bone, so this pain was, oh my goodness, I just did not like it at all. Not really much more detail about this story, but yeah, for those of you who have sprained something, you probably feel me. Okay, those are all my sick and injured stories. I do have another sickness story that happened way before I was born that my mom told me, but it's a little bit of an embarrassing story and I don't want to share it. So maybe another video. Okay, hope wow, this got became a long video. That's great. So, hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you enjoyed this art. It's of me surrounded by all the gaming consoles that I have. Yes, I have all I'm pretty much covered when it comes to games, so stay tuned for more speed paint videos if you like those videos, or stay tuned for any let's plays. I'll be doing them sometime in the near future. And that's about it. All right. Hope angels are watching ya. Still need to work on an ending thing.